I went to Abu Dhabi to watch UFC. I watched Charles Oliveira lose his title. I can't think who it was. To Makhachev. So I was there for that fight. I watched it, which was great.
Mega. Makhachev was awesome that night.
He was, yeah. Yeah. He's unreal, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like them hold, like, from Dagestani.
Yeah.
And so Dagestani, let's get into this. I really like this, actually. So Dagestani, Chechnyan.
Yeah.
Is that...
That's
Chimaev.
Hamzat.
Yeah. And Russians as well.
Yeah, you've got Kazakhs in there as well with Shavkat Rakhmonov.
Yeah, okay, let's get into a little bit of this, actually, because we do this in rugby, like, built different, okay? So these UFC fighters...
Have you ever been to Dagestan?
I haven't, no, it's not
Wow, gaff, man.
So where is Dagestan in relation to the world? Russia, Mongolia?
It's China's side of Russia, if that makes sense. So the other side.
So it's hard, proper
mountains,
hard.
caves... Full on, man.
Because these...
I think 5 years ago it was in the top 5 most dangerous places in the world. Dagestan.
Well,
and this is where Khabib Nurmagomedov is from.
That's why. Khabib Nurmagomedov.
You're doing well there. Yeah, just go with Khabib.
Khabib, yeah. Khabib Nurmagomedov. Nearly?
Nice.
Did I do it right?
Yeah.
Okay. Khabib. I'd never heard of the place until then, but then you start going down a rabbit hole on YouTube and like just the profile one, their backs, the size, they're like gorillas, aren't they?
Big boys.
And so when we talk about South Africans are built different in rugby and Samoans and Tongans and a lot of them playing for the All Blacks as well. In the fight game and in UFC specifically, I suppose Khabib has given them, I suppose, a platform to become multimillionaires and profile and a new enhanced life. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know he's quite humble, but where out of all of these places are the best ones coming from? Is it Dagestan?
This is good. Right now, I think we're still in an era where Eastern Europe is pumping out these incredible fighters. You've just mentioned one from Kazakhstan there in Shavkat Rakhmonov. He might be the best in the whole of the UFC.
What's he look like again?
Welterweight. He's the guy that's fighting Ian Gary at UFC 310.
Yes, okay.
Big fella.
Big fight for Ian Gary.
Massive fight
as well. This is the one. This is like not the Paddy Pimblett where he arguably shouldn't have won that. Who did he fight when he should?
You're talking Jared Gordon now, aren't you?
Yeah, that's one where he fell off. A lot of fans, I feel, because
but he's bounced back since.
Yes, I'm a big Paddy Pimblett. I know you are. I'd love to have him here. I'm a massive fan. Sorry, keep going. So
Shavkat is, having an undefeated record in MMA is quite unheard of because, as we've just said, you're fighting the best guys constantly. So to run through all the best guys constantly you've got to be pretty special. Khabib obviously did 29 straight undefeated. Shavkat's currently 18-0, but the beautiful thing about Shavkat is that he's finished everybody. So he's either knocked him out or choked him out. He is absolutely the daddy. So he's in the conversation of being one of the very best guys. We're still in that era of those Eastern European fighters being very, very difficult to come up against. A lot of the fighters that come out of Eastern Europe, and especially Dagestan, come from a very, very strong sambo wrestling base. So Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, who is Khabib's father, he set up Eagle Fight Club years and years and years ago. Obviously, he's no longer with us, sadly. But the whole point of that, setting up the wrestling gyms and the MMA gyms in Dagestan, was to give people a little bit of hope because there wasn't a way out, There's not that much opportunity. There's not much chance of academics and all these types of things to try and better your life. So
what do they do? Do
you know something? I don't know the ins and outs of there's a lot of farming out in Dagestan, but the way out to multi-stardom, what we're experiencing now, has been through fighting. And obviously Khabib was the shining light, being the son of Abdulmanap. He got to the very top of the tree, did Khabib, and look what's coming now off the conveyor belt, because Khabib, since his dad passed away, took control of that gym. He retired his own career. He didn't have to, but he retired his own career. He promised his mum that he wouldn't fight, and he's gone now to be overseeing everything. So we've got Islam Makhachev that's come off the back of that, and he's an absolute beast in the lightweight division.
Better than Khabib? I know it's a throwaway question, but
do you know something? Yeah, I think there's Khabib's wrestling was like mind blowing. You think, how do you stop that? That's ridiculous. And his striking game absolutely developed as he developed in his career. But you're now looking at the next evolution of that fighter, and that is Islam. And Islam, his striking's sensational. His wrestling's fantastic. He looks unbeatable.
Who did he fight last? He had a dodgy weight cut or something, but he beat
Did he not beat Dustin Poirier?
Yeah, he did beat.
So
Dustin
he
Poirier.
beat Volk twice and Dustin Poirier.
Sorry, I'm just I'm a fanboy.
No. But I know he has lost, but that was earlier on in his career. This is a young man that is looking absolutely the next level. But then you've also got others that are coming through. You've got Umar Nurmagomedov, who's going to be fighting for the flyweight title, not the flyweight title, bantamweight title, against Merab Dvalishvili, who's another one that's come out of Georgia. So he's the next one off the ranks as well. And they're saying that he could even be better than Islam Makhachev. So there's loads of top quality fighters coming out of that particular gym and that particular reason. But then if you extend it a touch, we've just mentioned Georgia. So you've kind of got Ilia Topuria, who's related to Georgia, but he's coming out of Spain. Mirab's doing incredible stuff. We've mentioned Shavkat. And then you've got the wolf himself, Khamzat Chimaev, who...
You're a big fan of him as well.
Listen, if he gets his act together and he takes this game seriously, he is ridiculously good.
Yeah, as a casual fan, I watched him years ago and I was like, he just looked unbelievable. Just the way that he looks, the way that he carried himself, his broken English, in a way was very kind of charismatic.
Very Bond villain-esque.
Yeah, just something about him, right? Yeah. And did he get a bad case of COVID? Is that what it was? Pneumonia?
Yeah, so he was scheduled to fight Leon Edwards, if you remember. That fight fell off, I think, 3 or 4 times. And he ended up taking a long, extended break because he got long COVID. So therefore, it was affecting his cardio and all those types of things. And don't get me wrong, I know a little bit about Khamzat because he's mates with a pal of mine, Darren Till, who's a character within himself. And I know that maybe fight camps and things like that, they weren't taking him too seriously. But now he is. Last time out against Robert Whittaker, he was truly sensational. He's gone back to the mountains to train with his old wrestling coach. So Khamzat last time out just looked like he was supposed to look, like the guy that burst onto Fight Island, if you remember. And now, obviously, we're talking about him maybe fighting your pal in Dricus and a couple of others coming through in that division.
I'd say out of all the... I know we're jumping from like topic to topic, but I like that. Dricus is calling him out for a fight. I think that is, out of everyone in his division that he can fight.
It's a super fight.
Hardest fight.
Yeah, but the thing is about Dricus, I've doubted him so many times. I watch his style and I think, right, you can get to him by doing this or you can get to him by doing that. And he just defies it every single time. He's just a beast. His wrestling's great. His striking looks really wild, but it's effective. He's got a massive set of bollocks on him, hasn't he? Jeez,
but that's the South African thing. You know, like we speak about built different, and rugby's the great kind of foundation for South Africans, but they have that kind of Dutch bone dent, and not the Dutch people. They're big, though, you know what I mean? So people from that side of the world, and they're kind of now inbred with the South Africans, and they're all one. So their bone density and that, like you said, just that natural aggression to come forward. Because I watch it, and from limited knowledge, you're thinking, not Israel Adesanya, I know he's maybe past his best now, but when he fought him and kept coming forward, and the more he did it and wasn't flustered, you're like, fuck.
The key one for me was Robert Whittaker, because at the time, I was rating Robert Whittaker as, even though he wasn't the champ, I thought, right, you are better now than you were when you were champ, and I think that you could be the best middleweight on the planet. And I don't know whether Rob came in there thinking, right, I've seen Dricus, I can take this easy. Dricus went in and smashed into bits. Like just see in a bit, bye, gone. And I was like, wow, didn't expect that. Listen, he's had a tight one with Sean Strickland. He's become champ. This guy, I don't know how far this guy could go. I mean, he's a big, thick fella, so he could even go up in weight and what have you. I think he's a fantastic fighter, and one of those types of fighters that fans can get behind because he's as honest as the day is long. He's one of those guys that he's going to absolutely rinse every sinew of his ability out in front of you. He puts it all out there, and that's the beauty of this sport. You watch people put their souls on the line, don't you?